આપણે જીતોની પ્રણાલી છે એ પ્રમાણે પહેલાં પોતાની જગ્યા પર ઊભા રહીને નવકાર મંત્રનું મનમાં સ્મરણ કરી લઈએ, પછીથી આપણે આગળ પ્રોગ્રામ સ્ટાર્ટ કરીશું. નવકાર મંત્રનું સ્મરણ કરી લેશો મનમાં. હવે હું જીતોના વાઇસ પ્રેસિડેન્ટ શ્રી સંજીવભાઈ છાજેને વિનંતી કરીશ કે તેઓ વેલકમ સ્પીચ આપશે.
Good evening, everybody. It's a matter of a great pleasure for me today. First of all, I will request Achal Bhai, Savan and Rutuja Shah Patel to please come on the dais, please. Friends, it is a matter of a great pleasure for me today to welcome our esteemed speaker, a successful business entrepreneur and a person whom we look forward, not only in Ahmedabad, but entire country as I'm not getting a words. When the emotions are so high, you lose your words. But Achal Bhai ne સાંભળવા, માણવા, જાણવા, એમની life, success story, whatever it may be, what made him today is a rare opportunity for all of us. May I request Chetan Bhai, our secretary, to please come forward and welcome Achal Bhai with a memento on behalf of all the members of the Jito. Give a round of applause and welcome Achal Bhai this evening. Amongst us we have today Mr. Ashok Bansali, who is an FCP and member of our board, to please come forward and welcome Savan Godiyawala. Savan and may I request Prashant Sanghvi to please come forward and welcome Rutuja Shah Patel. I'm told that it is a way you have to follow the order. Rutuja, welcome. I feel so special and privileged today when I see Savan and Rutuja on this stage, and they would be comparing, moderating and taking your questions. They'll try to connect you the way it has to be. મારે વધારે સમય અહીંયા લેવો નથી. As you know, the face-to-face program Jito has started this year only. A series has been there. Lot of eminent personality we would be calling entire year. અને આ શરૂઆત આપણે કરી રહ્યા છે તે I may request Bhavin Bhai to please come forward and please take further. Once again, Achal Bhai, we would like to welcome you with the day.
Hi everybody. In the country of cricket, Achal Bhai, you are our opening batsman, and we hope you give us a double century. So encourages all the subsequent batsmen to come and play and copy you over there. Thank you so much for coming. હું તમને લોકોને જરાક ફોર્મેટ સમજાવી દઉં અને અમે આવો પ્રોગ્રામ કેમ અરેન્જ કર્યો છે. આ સિરીઝનો પહેલો પ્રોગ્રામ છે. અમારી ઈચ્છા છે કે દર 2 મહિને આપણે અચલભાઈ જેવા કોઈ જાણીતા વ્યક્તિને બોલાવીએ અને આપણે બધા એમની પાસે સાંભળીએ કે એમને એમની જર્ની કેવી રીતે કરેલી છે. આઈ એમ શ્યોર આપણને જે દેખાય છે એની સાથે ઘણી બધી એવી વસ્તુઓ છે જે આપણને ખબર નથી ને આપણને દેખાતી પણ નથી. એટલે વી હેવ વોન્ટેડ કે આપણે અચલભાઈને થી શરૂ કરીએ. ઋતુજા અને સાવંતભાઈનો રોલ રહેવાનો છે કે એમને એમની છેલ્લા 30-32 વર્ષની જે જર્ની રહી છે એની થ્રુ લઈ જવા માટે એ લોકોએ બેસીને થોડા ક્વેશ્ચન્સ તૈયાર કર્યા છે. ફોર્મેટ એવી છે કે આપણી પાસે 2 બીજા કોર્ડલેસ માઇક્સ છે અને અમારી ઈચ્છા હતી કે આ સેશન આખું ઇન્ટરેક્ટિવ થાય. એટલે જ્યારે એ લોકો 3 જણા વાત કરતા હોય, તમારામાંથી કોઈને પણ એ વખતે વિચાર આવે કે મારે અહીંયા કોઈક સવાલ પૂછવો છે કે મારે આ પોઈન્ટ ઓફ ટાઈમ પર અંદર ડિસ્કશનમાં ઉતરીને થોડુંક વધારે ક્લેરિફિકેશન જોઈએ છે, કંઈ ચેન્જ જોઈએ છે, તો પ્લીઝ તમારો હાથ ઊંચો કરજો. ઋતુજા અને સાવંતભાઈ વિલ ગીવ યુ ધી ઓપોર્ચ્યુનિટી એ જ વખતે. એટલે ફોર્મેટ એવું નથી કે એ લોકો 1.5 કલાક કે 1.25 કલાક કે 45 મિનિટ જે પણ ચાલે કે એ લોકો 3 જણા જ વાત કરે. આઈડિયા ઇઝ કે અચલભાઈને સાંભળવા આપણે બધા 60-65 જણા આવ્યા છે અને આપણે બધા જ એમને સવાલો એ વખતે કરી શકીએ છીએ અને આપણને હેલ્પ કરવા, આપણને આગળ લઈ જવા માટે સાવનભાઈને ઋતુજા છે અહીંયા આગળ. સો all the best and it's all up to the 3 of you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Samir bhai. I think two comments on the comments of Mr. Charger and Samir bhai. So, તો સમીર ભાઈએ કહ્યું કે ભાઈ બેટ્સમેન ઓપનિંગ બેટ્સમેન છે આપણા અચલભાઈ, બટ સમીરભાઈ ડઝ નોટ નો કે અમને ઓપનિંગ બેટ્સમેન ના મોકલાય, કારણ કે એકચ્યુઅલ ક્રિકેટની ટીમમાં એમને ઓપનિંગ મોકલો, બીજા કોઈ બેટ્સમેનનો વારો ના આવે. He would be a sheet anchor. He would just, go ahead till we win. So I know him so very well for so many years, and he is the real person to look forward. How am I here? I would also want to comment before we start. I just found out from nowhere that there is some such program happening. I was not invited. Now I have to do something. So they were not even inviting me. So I came and sat here because I was too keen to be meeting Achal bhai. Somebody commented, whether Samir bhai, you or the other, 30 years of experience. I don't know. Actually, there would be a kind of a difficulty in a lot of people, relating this. Achal bhai jate 30s ma lagta hoy and ema 30 years no experience boliye apde. So, but jokes apart, certainly he is a absolute fitness freak, and I know that his 6:30 time, whether it is evening or morning, his trainer would be there whenever he is in town. Apart from, so our purpose today is, let me tell you, whosoever here, I am very happy to see a few students also, and so maybe some questions which we have not framed, we would like to when we are talking. And very, very lucky to be here, let me tell you, because he is actually an example of success in this city. And he has actually created something on a absolute fundamental grounds of, I would say, governance. I would say fundamental grounds of justice, the truth, I would say. So he has not done any shortcuts, and he has seen something which a lot of us will have to take message from. So sir, I think I am here to assist. દીકરીનું assist કરવા અહીંયા બેઠો છું. There's another role of mine today, and of course I will ask her to start off, and if you have any comments. And Achal bhai, how are you comfortable? Do we start start discussion, or would you like to have some initial comments?
Sure.
Can you hear me? Yes. Okay, good. The first thing that came up to my mind when Samir bhai asked me that you would be interested in doing an interview, I said, wow, that's a great opportunity. But it said Mr. Bakeri. Mr. Bakeri એટલે મને થયું કે of course it has to be with real estate, and it has to be with Mr. Anil Bakeri and thereon. Pachi then I went through the journey and I read things about you, and it was just wonderful knowing the journey that you have gone through. An aim at your first question would be, Achal bhai, how come you studied architecture, you have such a fantastic background in real estate, and then you went into making air coolers, and that too you brought it to a level that you were number one in the world. So can you please take us through that journey of yours?
Sure, I'll be happy to. Before I do that, I'd just like to thank Jito for inviting me here, and now to answer your question.
Yeah, Achal bhai, what made you get into manufacturing air coolers, whereas your education background was totally different?
Okay.
So,
sure. Let me explain that. Like you said, I studied architecture because I come from a family with a background in real estate. So I studied architecture at CEPT here. After that, I went on to the US and did an MBA with a specialization in real estate finance. Okay. So in those days, in the 80s, there were only 2 universities in the US which had an MBA in real estate finance, and I happened to go to one of them. The whole idea was that eventually I'll come back and join the family business. When I came back, I worked with the family business for a couple of years, but I was restless. I wanted to sort of do something different, something on my own. And this is way back in 87, and we had moved into a new house, and at that time there were parts of the house which could not be air conditioned. So our air conditioning consultant suggested, why don't you use air cooling? So we went out and bought air coolers, which were large and very ugly, and they were very effective, but they were horrible to look at. And there was this nice house, and we were not happy installing them on our house. So in fact, it was my father who suggested that why don't you make a better air cooler? Okay. So it was as simple as that. there was this product which was very, I would say, relevant to the Indian climate, the Indian environment, but there was nobody making a good product.
Okay.
So a very simple thought of why can't you make a better product? Very simple, as simple as that.
Very nice. So, these days, the students are also confused that, whether we should go for technical lines or management lines. And he's a wonderful example. He's done something else in his background and he's just followed his dream of making a good, better product. So, if any one of you has any questions regarding education also, please feel free to ask.
So she had a question. Of course, any questions, welcome. Just raise your hands, and one of us will, find you out. Her question was a little longer. That of course, as you're studying architecture and then MBA with real estate finance, and then getting into manufacturing and then becoming a global. So journey, this is just a part of the journey. So just a glimpse of the journey. Then we'll go maybe a little bit in the detail.
Okay.
So
All right.
up to, right? Your question was up to here.
Absolutely. It's
Okay.
perfect.
All right. So, I obviously, I did not have an engineering background, so I did not know what this product looked like or how it functioned. So